Larissa used to have stuff to put in a bathtub, and now she doesn't anymore. So, like, I took a bath at our new place one night, like, and it was horrible because I could just see my own gross, watery body, like, and a stray piece of dog fur made it in the water, but gross because it's just floating there. So you put like bubbles in or something that sort of, this stuff's supposed to be in the water, and it hides all the gross shit in the water.
Considering your dogs, I'm surprised that it was just a stray piece of dog hair.
I took precautions. I tried really hard to get all of the dog fur out of the tub before I filled it up, and it just finds its way in anyway.
Ugh.
I like brushed the bottom of my feet off and like wiped my body down before I got in, and then still fur.
I know I have this problem, and you're a much taller man than I am. When you took your bath, which did you choose? Warm knees or warm belly?
That's what I have to alternate. So I'm kind of doing like core exercises the whole time because I'm like slide down, push up, slide down, put like, and like the window narrows like as you go on. Like it's like, okay, my knees can be cold for 30 seconds. All right, now my belly can be cold for 30 seconds. Now my knees can be cold for 25. Now my belly can be cold for 25. And then finally it's just like
a wave machine.
I can't be comfortable for a second either way. I got to get out of here. This is horrible.
No, I can't do the bathtub. I can't do the bath.
You're such a hairy person.
Exactly.
I can't imagine.
I know. I am the dog fur that finds its way in.
You create your own.
Is that the beginning of your Darkwing Duck entrance? I'm dog hair that finds its way in.
That feeling at the back of your mouth when that hair gets stuck in your gums. That is me. Buh. No, my ideal situation for being hot and wet is outside hot tub.
There's a lot of people who've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I know. Get out your notebooks, everybody. No, you got to have the nice outdoor hot tub. It's got to be winter. You got to have a cigar or a nice lit pipe. That is the best thing I can imagine.
That sounds like a Mad Lib. Like what you just said just sounds like someone picked random words to fill in.
No.
You need a nice outdoor hot tub. Okay, it's got to be winter.
I don't know how long it's been, but given a lot of your old man problems, you might want to start trying like a nice Epsom salt bath.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I am a broken man.
You seem like you've been moving pretty nimbly for a while, though.
The knee is getting a lot better. I have pretty
got these
nasty
arthritis
days,
treats for Harvey, and I've been slipping them into his morning breakfast.
I wondered what that little chunk of meat was in my cereal. Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of exercises and stuff, and it's getting a lot healthier. I skipped up some stairs the other day, and I brought the people I work with out to watch. And I said, look what I just did. And I did it again.
You're like Stuart from Mad TV.
Yes. Look what I can do. Yep. So it's getting better.
Stuart, what are you doing?
God.
Anyway.
I guess we should talk about something maybe related to the show.
This is recording?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I couldn't possibly. I have no idea.
The only thing I think that there is to talk about this week is I want to take a second to thank Rachel, Outrageous Cosplay, who has joined our team. She is our new social media manager. She does that in her Muggle life, and she's been a very big supporter of the show. I met her a couple years ago through a cosplay photographer. She and I both do cosplay, and she offered to work with us on our social media. So she has been making some really cool changes. She's trying to get stuff made, so there are some posts every day, and it has made Tass 20% less jittery.
So happy. I'm so happy. Rachel, just marry me. I'm so happy.
So now I can stop doing all these mailers and everything?
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Wait. What have you been doing?
Just like mailing things.
Oh.
He's been
not like
licking
anything about
envelopes.
the show or anything. Just
I
mailers.
see. I thought you meant you were like accidentally doing mailers for like Joe O'Donnell or something. That's where TJ's time is going. He's doing some grassroots movement for the local politician.
He thought he was actually hired by the mayor in that episode of...
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you thought you owed the real mayor a favor.
You mean I didn't?
No,
you
you did. How'd it go?
What?
You did, and you do.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
And
like
it is election time.
I know
soon.
in the story, but I thought that's like the story, like it translated into real life.
It does.
'Cause
How did it go? How did it go volunteering for him?
Great. Like I said, mailers. I mean, my tongue has got like, paper cuts, but
but it's muscly as hell.
That's-
Like
yeah.
Watch me do these push-ups.
What just happened?
Dead stop.
it's weird how
We're
often that
all
happens to us.
so uncomfortable with the thought of TJ's muscly tongue that I can't think to do anything but push the button. All right, so it is time for the end of adventure wrap-up. Although this is kind of difficult because there wasn't a mystery. This was kind of an interlude that you guys turned into a much bigger story. So we're going to kind of skip over the questions, although you do get your experience points that we talked about from dealing with Damien.
Oh, right.
So you do get those experience points now. Does anyone level up from that?
I do.
Okay, so what are you going to take?
This one's pretty simple, and I don't think I had a chance to verbalize this much. We talked about it a little at the end of the last arc, the Eye of Horus and all that. I think that in-game me is really just still struggling, and with the losses that happened on Eye of Horus, so I'm bumping up my tough.
What does that take you to?
+2.
Oh. Anybody else level up?
I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
What are you going to take?
I'm going to go ahead and take another science guy move. In this case, it's engineering. So engineering, when you need to quickly fix or break a complicated gadget. Roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, it's fixed or broken, just like you wanted. On a 7 to 9, you need more time to study it. You choose to fix or break it now with unknown side effects, or you take more time. And on a miss, you do the worst thing possible to the gadget, which usually involves an explosion.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy.
So this is to use on complicated gadgets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am 2 away from leveling up still. So just have me do 2 things, and then I will level up.
Yeah, pretty much.
While you guys are leveling up, Jake's outside killing boars.
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
seem to be
in the
working.
forest. I'm in the Goldshire forest.
This doesn't spoil anything, some behind the curtain. So when I wrote this, the idea of being inside of Rev's head and the dream sequences, you guys saw a third of the material because each room had a meaning and the vision you were given changed depending on who touched the door and then who was the second person to go in. Because some of those rooms required a second person to change it or activate it. And some of them was just, one person activated it. So it was really fun for me because it was all just like, okay, who touches this door? What information do you guys find out? And it was drastically different based off of who did what. So on my side, it's really exciting to see the information you got and what it's causing you guys to do now and the path it's sending you on compared to if Jake had opened the first door and Tass had opened the second. It would have been completely different visions. And then it kind of turned into you guys coming up with a way to solve one of the conundrums that came up because of a vision. And so suddenly this little, what I thought would be 1 episode story turned into, I think, 4.5 episodes, which I couldn't be happier about. I love the way you guys decided to deal with trying to find the divine, because when you guys made that decision in the moment, I thought, oh man, there's like one way they can do this, and it's just going to be boring, and it's going to take a long time. They're going to have to gather components, and they're going to have to do big magic. And you guys came up with this idea. It's like, oh god, yeah, that'll work. Holy crap, that'll work. And it never occurred to me. So it was like, there's no way to not let this play out right now. What are you guys' thoughts? What's going on, just in the sense of having gone through that dreamscape and then having to go through again with Tass? I mean, it's a lot of information. I'm sure even now there are bits and pieces that are drifting away, being lost. And I think I mentioned this to you guys before. Every element of every one of those visions is a very uncomfortable deep dive I got into one night on dream study.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much. I have a question.
Yeah.
I know you set up specific different things for every door. Could we each have gone back to the first door and touched it independently and seen 100%?
No. The doors fired once.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Each door basically had a charge to it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. The soul in me, that 100%
Yeah,
games
absolutely.
is screaming right now. It's like, oh, this is like Chrono Trigger, where I have to play it 8 times to get every.
Yeah, well, it's really strange for me too to write content that no one will ever see or hear, and I did it knowingly.
Yeah,
but I was just like, I want the choices you guys make to have consequence in the sense of what you learn or what you're, afraid of now or what nightmare of yours it triggers.
Really, I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, you saw what I got hooked on. Based on the question I asked Lana, the whole thing about the divine was what became my path. It's like something about this is what we need to know to get to Nash. So
I was really impressed with Tass's dream sequence that he had.
every element of that I mentioned that he prompted was, he was actually prompting me to fill this in, and those were real things. I dream heavily, I dream vividly, I dream often. And that was specifically the house I grew up in from around age, I want to say 5 to 16.
Yeah, I actually, during one of the live streams the other day, I had a couple people asking me, like, oh, how much prompting did you give Tass for that? I was like, oh, it's literally just, that's the one piece I cut out, is I would turn to you and say, okay, so they're going into a place that feels warm and safe. What is it? Because I didn't want to kind of control his narrative at all of like, Tass picked the idea of his childhood home and went with it throughout the whole house. And so that was really kind of neat because it gives you kind of an insight to what that brain space is like. Mm-hmm. Whereas with Rev, it was, every door led into a very different room, and the exterior of the house was very, I think we talked about that it was like metal and square and had windows with shades, and whereas yours was, family tree and garage, and there was almost no prompting at all. And we didn't give them like 20 minutes to think up a description of where they were.
And I almost hit Jake with a tornado.
Almost.
That's true. You have an angry god now.
I do, yeah.
Like twice over almost, right?
What do you mean?
I thought you'd not done something for him twice. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, I got pulled into the trials at some point for just general ineptitude, but at the moment, I think Boston
General
Beyond
ineptitude. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Just for general ineptitude. It was a warning.
It's the name of our first album, boys.
General ineptitude.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just will be upset about the one thing, which I still think I can ultimately resolve, but I don't think I'm going to get to use that move for a few mysteries now, probably. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I think I can still smooth that over. We'll see.
Yeah, you just took some grand leaps in showing off the Defender and his stuff. So
that is very true. That is very true.
Yeah. It can't go back until I, in one way or another, resolve the thing he told me to do.
Sure.
So, I might be I feel like all I'm doing is I'm sort of easing up what he will consider fulfilling the thing he told me to do. Mm-hmm. At first it was smash that gem. And if you don't do that, you failed. And now I feel like maybe I'm buttering him up so that he'll be like, well, okay, you resolved the problem that smashing the gem would have resolved, so I'll count that. But I don't think just doing unrelated promotion will ever be enough to get me back in his good graces. Somehow I'm gonna have to do something with Lana and just with her. Something to do with her is gonna have to happen, or with that method of communication that she used or something to that effect. Not just buying billboards with his logo on it.
It's like you got grounded, but while you were grounded, instead of sulking in your room, you cleaned the whole house.
Cleaned the house.
And took out the trash and all of that.
I mowed the yard.
Yeah, they're you're still grounded, but you're going to get a little bonus to your, your weekly monies and stuff.
So after this, the throwdown at the circle, what are you guys doing in your downtime? She doesn't want you guys coming into work for a while because just being seen.
Man, I don't know anymore. I used to have wants and things I wanted to do, and now it's just work all the time. I don't know what to do in my time off now. I'm consumed by monster fighting.
Yeah.
I think that a little bit. If Jake would actually give me his whatever it is, the password to check on these messages and stuff he's getting. I'm either at the gun range or I am filtering through to see does anybody actually have something that really feels like a bump in the night situation, and I might go investigate it.
Okay.
For sure, every day I'm going through at least the priority messages, and if I can get to more stuff, then I'll get to more stuff. So I guess if somebody has sent us information that leads to a quest, then yeah, be going on it.
I'm checking up on my folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I obviously can't just drive down the driveway and then whatever, but
sure, you could try to sell them a vacuum, or some Avon.
Can I interest you in this Dyson ball? And also, how are you?
Jake, roll luck.
Great. 8.
Roll act under pressure. Just instantaneously connected.
10.
Excellent. So the three of you are going through downtown Indianapolis, investigating one of the emails that you have received. Oh, you know what? Some of these things could be real. We want to give people the opportunity for help if they need it. As you guys get onto 465, For a brief moment, there's flashing all around you, and you have just enough time to kind of clear your eyes to realize there are a couple of lights flying around you, and they're keeping pace with you, and all of a sudden they stop, and there's a blinding flash of light. And then you are inside of this building that is stone and wood, but you're so blinded by the light that you're still kind of stunned, but you realize that you are still driving this speeding car. You slam on the brakes and the car turns and it skids and it connects with the wall, but it doesn't hurt the car. The car is very, very strongly built, but there is the sound of an impact. What do?
Get out of the car and look at what the hell's going on out here.
Yeah, like just trying to scrabble out.
I'm obviously trying to scrabble out the moonroof because I was in the passenger seat as it was trapped against the wall. Yeah.
So the three of you start to clamber out of the car, and the room is not very big. And the door next to where the car has just slammed bursts open. And through the open door comes a swarm of these spider creatures that you saw in that nightmare, these crystal spiders that are almost like centaurs, and they come piling into the room, and you hear a voice in the back. Heroes, you must fight, or this day we all surely die. The three of you stand clumped around the charger with these creatures pouring into the room, and as you look, you can see the man who has yelled to you. He looks like he's around 6 feet tall, very sharp-featured, long beard, but it's made out of leaves, and there are wings on his back, and his skin seems to be made of bark. And he is holding a large staff. He is muttering to himself. And from behind him, you can see a child, maybe 11 years old, peeking from behind him. And you recognize the face. It is the face of that forest nymph that you saved at the Halifax. But she doesn't look tiny. She's not inches high. She's a couple feet high. And these creatures are pouring in the room towards them and swarming in your direction now as well.
What is the proximity here? Is a grenade a good or bad idea?
A grenade would be bad for you if you're throwing it at the door. You guys are right next to the door.
That's what I needed to know. Okay. Yeah, no hesitation, especially seeing the sprite that we saved. I go, yep, he said kill him, and shotgun is lowered, and I am firing at the closest thing.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Especially if it's TJ.
It just happens to be, so it works out.
8.
You fire your shotgun at the first one of these that comes through the door that starts moving towards the car, and you take 2 harm. How much does your shotgun do?
3.
And it buckles and falls to the ground. What are you guys doing?
I'm getting into a lowered position, and I'm firing my electro blasters straight at the group of spider people.
Okay, roll kick some ass.
No.
Go on.
Oh, that would be a 4. Ouchie. Ah.
Jake, what are you doing?
Do they seem like they are sort of swarming indiscriminately at everyone in this room?
Yes.
Okay, so they are not focusing the old guy or the girl or anything.
The bulk of them are moving in that direction, but you guys are also a threat that, they came in the door and these 5 people were here, so it's pretty indiscriminate.
I want to run over and position myself between the spider creatures and the wood nymphs.
All right. Roll protect someone.
9.
You are able to get between these two and the spider creatures, but they start to surround you. You can feel that they are now at least trying to make some kind of a formation instead of just rushing the door. As you get between them, you realize that TJ, you don't see him anymore.
Oh, no.
And you see Tass by the car firing a shotgun, and that's the room.
Is like the spot where TJ was standing, is it now covered in crystal spider people? Or is it empty?
It's empty.
What? How has he done this? I gotta let him be a big boy at some point. I'm gonna ride this out for a moment, at least. I'm gonna protect these two.
TJ, as you go to fire your wrist blaster, you are pulled into the oncoming throng. With a 6 on kick some ass, suffer harm or capture. You've been pulled into the group and they start passing you, spider leg over spider leg, back down the hallway from which they came.
Like through the door and everything?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
And you feel, as you move, that there is some weird wire wrapping around you. They're each kind of adding to it as they pass you back down the hallway.
God, do I have access to my wrist blaster?
In the sense that it is on your wrist still?
Yeah, I want to activate it with my hand like I always do.
Oh, no, you won't be able to cross hands over to blast it the way that you,
Okay.
You're essentially getting webbed up as they pass you back.
Gotcha.
You are getting Lord of the Rings.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Do you want to try to struggle to get to it?
Absolutely.
Roll Act Under Pressure.
Gotcha. 7.
So you can fire this and catch a good chunk of them in it, but also yourself. Or you can fire it off and you won't hit any of the people trying to move you, but it'll start the webbing on fire. Or you can use its failsafe to detonate, which won't damage you, but will damage the creatures in the hallway and free you, but the weapon will be destroyed. And so it'll take time for you to rebuild it or collect the pieces and fix it.
I think I'll go with the first option and take the hit.
A very large chunk of the hallway falls to the ground, spasming, including yourself, but you're not dead like they are.
Oh, great. I'm going to recover myself and try to get back out of the hallway.
All right. Which way are you trying to go? Back the way that you came?
Yes.
Okay. As you turn to go back towards the room, there are going to be enemies in front of you who are headed towards the room. There's also enemies behind you coming down the hallway, still headed towards the room.
Okay. I want to try and blast those enemies that are in front of me out of the way.
All right. Roll kick some ass. Hey, don't forget to use two-fisted science.
I have been. And that would be a 5 in this case. Even with two-fisted science.
You go to fire this at the enemies going down the hallway in front of you, and from behind you, a line of this webbing catches your wrist and pulls it backwards, and you realize that it's gone, and you turn back all the way, and you see that one of these spider creatures has pulled it back, and is like, put it on, and it's like trying to get it to fire.
I'm just going to... I'm just going to jump on the back of the nearest one going out the door, hopefully, and ride it like rodeo style out the door.
Roll Act Under Pressure.
Okay.
To try to rodeo style ride this spider person back into the room.
8.
So you'll be able to hop on this spider's back and ride into the room, but you have to do it side saddle.
I don't know, man.
That way your skirt isn't showing
Oh,
everything.
God. What if I just do it English style instead?
You'll be able to do it, but either the enemies behind are going to start catching up. The enemy that you're on the back of will become aware of you and start to try to deal with you once you're in the room, or you're going to be lost in the middle of the mob that is flooding the room.
I think I will just go ahead and get lost in the mob. Like,
All right.
I'm just going to have to ride this thing out because my harm doesn't feel too well after that shock. So I want to make sure I stay alive, at least for the first half of this.
Yeah. You go in unnoticed. The enemy swarming in, and the enemy that you're riding on does not notice you. And these things cram into this very crowded room. You get knocked off, and you are just kind of on the ground with legs skittering around you, and you are just not quite sure where you are in the room, other than you know you are in the room.
Gotcha.
Did you say these things are like crystalline too?
Yes. Yep. Their
What-
skin is.
Like what color? Like diamondy look?
It's really foggy, like if you had like a really imperfect diamond, like a D on the scale.
What?
I used to know what the scale of diamonds. There's two scales that they base diamonds off of, and one of them is a number, I think, and one of them is a letter, and it is like how it reflects the light, and then the other one is the purity of the clearness, and the more yellow it is, the lower grade it is.
So these diamonds are not forever.
They are not.
Okay.
They are not. But you do notice the ones that you have shot with the shotgun, there is stuff that comes out. Like, it's just their appearance.
Gross. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make more of that.
So you two are fighting off this incoming horde. You're firing the shotgun again?
I surely am.
Jake, what are you doing?
At least for the moment, I'm going to hit some of them that are near me, try to protect these people.
All right.
I'm hoping that Leafy Beard is channeling some baller shit. I'm putting a lot of eggs in Leaf Beard's basket here and hoping that he's doing something cool. So
Roll kick some ass, both of you.
7. It is just experience roll city today
Yeah.
so far, and we're 2 minutes in. I am so excited.
Jake's just trying to get that level up.
that's a 4. Yeah, I'm rolling shit on purpose.
Yeah.
I brought my cheating dice, but like the opposite of normal cheating dice, they always roll bad because I just want to level.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Jake, you start to get wrapped in strands of this webbing as well. Tass, you take 2 harm, and another one drops. You realize that TJ is not anywhere to be seen, and you see Jake being wrapped up in the webbing as he tries to stand between this old man and the girl.
Okay, I want to combat roll over and take a shot at the one that's webbing him.
Roll protect someone.
Oh. That is an 8.
As you get close, you realize that the shotgun is not going to be accurate enough to break the multiple strands of webbing, and so you pull out your knife and cut through them and get caught in it yourself. You free Jake, but you find yourself being wrapped. This stuff is tacky to the touch. You're like, oh, I'm going to cut this, and it is now on your hand.
Cool.
And then as you kind of use your elbow to get to the other one with your whole mindset of freeing Jake from it, you are able to get him free, but you start looking like early Pinocchio yourself.
Good. Good.
Jake, what would you like to do? You have been freed.
Little help.
I'd like to have a lie down. I'd like to go home, get a juice.
Can we call a timeout?
Yeah, let's
Need a protein shake?
take this back. Let's roll this back. Start over.
Right.
I activate my Sands of Time dagger.
Ooh, sweet.
Is Tass totally webbed up? Does he still have his hands free
He has a hand free.
with a gun in it?
No, with a knife.
Oh, damn it.
I am arachnophobic, so I use my free hand to quick draw my pistol and shoot myself.
This is actually the arc where Tass gets over his fear. This ends with him fucking a spider queen to get over his phobia.
Oh, no.
You have to do it now. It's the only way to get over your fear.
The only way. Find its leader.
Tass, can you reach your handgun?
Yep.
How high is the ceiling?
About 20 feet.
I want to grab him and throw him at the ceiling so that he sticks to it and can just start shooting people from above.
That's awesome as hell.
Awesome. Yes. Roll no limits.
8.
All right. Yeah, you were able to pitch him up there, and the arm where the webbing is stuck to hits the ceiling and sticks, and he kind of drops back down, and then he is just like a piñata with his pistol out in the other hand. What is your consequence?
-1 forward.
TJ, what are you doing?
I'm getting up because I'm on the ground.
It's accurate.
I'm going to get up and I'm going to... God, I don't have any weapons. I'm going to go to the car and get a weapon.
You've been lost in the middle of this mob. Roll investigate a mystery to try to figure out where you are, where to go.
That's a 7.
You get a hold one?
Where did it go in accordance with the car?
It is in front of you to the left.
Oh,
you can
okay.
see the tire skid marks left when Jake slammed the brakes on your appearance here.
Okay. I'm going to go to it. I'm going to open the door and hit one of the secret compartments to reveal a gun.
What gun?
It would be reasonable to assume a sniper rifle is in there somewhere
That's
because
fair.
I wouldn't have just had it on my back.
Yeah, there's a sniper rifle in there if you know how to put it together.
I am an engineer. I could probably figure that out.
I believe in you.
If not, I'll use weird science to figure it
Exactly,
out.
to turn it into something else.
Oh, good. Good.
So TJ, you open the door and
Yep.
you slide into the back seat, and there is Tass's case that you recognize that holds his sniper rifle.
I'm going to pop it open and I'm going to start putting it together using engineering.
All right, no problem. It is a complicated piece, but because of your engineering skill, you're like snap, 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 clack, clack, and you were all set.
I didn't have to roll for that?
Do you have to roll for that power?
do.
Then yes.
All right. Luckily, it's weird. Kaboom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that with a 10. So yeah, I put it together, and after I put it together, I'm going to pop out of the moonroof, just shoot the hell out of these spiders.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Alrighty. My lowest score. That's a 1. I rolled a 3, but that's a 1.
Don't you still roll
Did they-
two-fisted science?
All right, well then, instead
It's
of
still
1,
a 5.
it's still a 5.
You're going to level up again.
I am.
So Tash, you are in the air firing down at the crowd, and then you see TJ pop out of the roof of the car with your sniper rifle, and he lines up a shot, and he fires, and you see smoke come out of the middle of the gun. As you hear what sounds like an explosion underwater, just that boom.
What did you do to my gun, asshole? As I'm just popping shots into the crowd.
Roll kick some ass.
Okay.
He kills both nymphs and me.
8.
All right, yeah, same thing. You were able to, what does your pistol do?
2.
Okay, that one is still up.
Damn.
Jake, what are you doing?
Man, I wish I had AoE damage. I don't know. I don't just want to keep hitting them with a hammer one at a time. This seems inefficient. And also, I can't do it because I keep rolling very poorly.
So still, even now, this is still close proximity. Like he's in the car off to the side. Jake's back by the people. I'm on the ceiling.
Above the people, essentially,
Is there any room for something a little more boomy, or is this still tight quarters enough?
It is essentially a 20 by 20 room.
Yeah, so I still don't want to drop bombs.
Like if you drop this down, it's going to be...
Everybody's getting hit.
I want to ask them, like, either of you guys got anything that can wipe some of these out?
No, that's why we brought you. You were supposed to be the champions. They're still coming. And you can see as he yells that the hallway is still just full. Like they're almost waiting to get in. As one falls, another one steps in.
Can I see, like, down that hallway at all? Like, if I can see it, they're kind of backed up. Can I see...
Ish. Roll investigate a mystery.
Yeah, sure. 10.
You get a hold 2.
I guess what is being concealed here...
So further down that hallway, you see a glow, and it seems like these creatures are coming out of that glow, but they're pretty packed in there now.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a portal down this hallway that they are pouring out of. You can see also in this room that there are a number of runes on the ground, and that a couple of them look burned out, as if they have just been used.
Okay. So, having examined the hallway and the portal, or at least kind of seen them and what's going on there, I think the next question I want to ask is, what can hurt it? I want to shut down that portal. What do I think would do it?
You haven't used your weapon yet against them to know if magic harms them, but it seems that the metal of his knife, the metal of the bullets, is having a strong effect against them. So logically, the metal from the shrapnel of a grenade seems like it would do some serious damage.
Am I currently, like, holding off the horde from getting to these two? Are they in immediate danger if I move?
Yeah, if there's basically a body's length between you and the horde and you and them. You being present, swinging the hammer a little bit, is keeping them away enough that these people have not yet been grabbed up.
Okay, I'm going to call out, get a grenade down that hallway, see if we can't blast some of them up. But I'm just going to stay where I am and take a swing, try and keep them away from these two.
Roll kick some ass.
8.
You take 2 harm, and that one falls to the ground, dead. So you hear Jake yell out this idea of, like, get a grenade and get it down the hallway. How are you guys going to try to manage this? Tass is hot glued to the ceiling. TJ is Woo Prom Night 2019 with his head out the moonroof.
TJ, I'm going to toss you this, and then I'm going to try to make a hole for you to get in the middle of the floor and throw that down there, all right?
Actually going to crawl out of the moonroof, catch the grenade on the fly, and then throw it down the hallway as I duck out of the way.
Even better. Yeah. So both of you roll act under pressure.
I'm going to use luck.
All right.
Wow. 10.
10. TJ's using a point of luck. So Tass is able to fish a grenade out of his pocket, and he lobs it towards TJ. TJ hops out of the moonroof, stands on the trunk, and swings the sniper rifle, connecting with the grenade, knocking the pin out of it as it flies down the hallway after bouncing off the door. You hear a couple of bounces, and then there is an explosion. Jake, from where you are, you can see that glow is now gone. The enemies in the hallway are obliterated. The metal from the grenade tears right through them.
Okay, the portal they're coming out of is closed, and a bunch of them in the hallway are dead.
Good. A thought occurs to me, and I'm just going to try something in the hopes that this works. I am switching out the bullets in my 38 to my iron bullets. And as soon as that's done, I'm going to start shooting.
Roll kick some ass.
Okay. Oof, that is a 7.
With these bullets swapped out, you don't notice that it does additional damage. Like every one that you hit is still up, but it's not doing less.
Okay. I'm like calling them out as I'm taking shots. You remind me of the one that I found in my car. You remind me of the one that was under my pillow.
Jake, what are you doing?
I'm still just a bulwark against the things, just protecting those two.
All right, roll kick some ass.
9.
You take 2 harm, and that one is dead. The older man finishes whatever it was he was muttering, and all that happens is the door closes. He hits the staff on the ground, the door closes, and you see the remaining 3 runes on the ground start to glow.
Nice!
What are you guys doing?
I'm still shooting.
All right, roll kick some ass.
10.
It dies. Suddenly, the pistol seems like it's doing a little more damage.
Oh.
TJ, what are you doing?
I'm going to use the sniper rifle as a club and beat the fudge out of one of these spiders.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Fudge spider.
That's a Harry Potter treat, isn't it?
I believe so. I believe so. That'd be an 8.
You take 2 points of damage.
Oh.
And you deal 2 points of damage. Actually, you deal 3 points of damage because of the rune, and you see that the spider gets its back broken as you slam this down on it.
I'm obviously limping and bent over a little bit after getting hit by that spider.
Yeah. I think even more than that.
Yep.
You're unstable and dying, aren't you?
I am.
So TJ is on the ground, bleeding. Tash, you were able to see this from your vantage point. With every hit now, you see that one of the spider creatures is going down. Now that these wards are activated, he starts to point his staff at them. And so with each attack that you guys do, he will attack as well.
Nice. I'm going to take a shot at whatever's the closest one to TJ.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Yeah, I'm going to assume a 13 gets it.
2 of them go down as the old man points his staff at one, and a burst of energy comes out and hits it. And TJ doesn't have any creatures around him now. The remaining few are all around Jake and the older man and the girl.
I think I have this thought in character that I'm like, ooh, what could I say to piss these off? I don't know. I don't even know what they are. I can't taunt their mothers. I don't know.
I assume this is your inner monologue as you're just absentmindedly swinging your hammer.
Yeah. I'm not even looking, kind of like thinking, looking up at the ceiling
Like
and just
Zach
like,
Braff style.
yep. But I'm going to hit one.
Roll kick some ass.
9.
All right, you take 2 harm and another one goes down.
Another one by
TJ, what are you doing? You are on the ground, unstable.
bleeding.
Yes,
Is there any like of that spiderweb stuff around?
there is.
I'm going to try and use that stuff to bind my wounds.
All right, roll act under pressure.
All right.
It's either going to be that or protect someone.
Yourself.
Oh, no. Oh.
7.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, you were able to gunk up your wounds. It's not pretty. You've got these slash marks, and it's like in Gladiator, where he wakes up and the guy is like chewing stuff and just stuffing it into his open wound.
Yeah.
You are just taking this webbing and just jamming it into the hole. You are no longer unstable, but you don't heal any damage.
That seems right.
But it is absorbing your blood.
And I'm as I'm just kind of casually taking shots, I'm glancing over going like, that's badass. Just that mental note of that's hardcore.
Roll kick some ass.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
These rolls tonight. How's a 14 do me?
Yeah. Another one goes down also as the old man fires the energy from his staff.
Sweet.
There's one left.
I'm just going to chat with it. I'm just going to like kick back. Hey, man, I like your legs. Tell me about your origin. No, I'm going to hurt him.
Roll kick some ass.
Yeah, 13.
Yep, it is dead. What do you want your extra effect to be?
That it's dead more.
I suffer less harm.
There you go. So the room is now empty. The doors are sealed. Those 3 runes are still burning, but all the enemies are dead. And the old man is kind of panting, and he's checking on the girl to make sure that she's okay.
I mean, yeah, I want to check on both of them, see if they're okay.
Yeah, they seem to be fine. He seems to be pretty fatigued, but she seems fine.
Be like, well, that was a hell of a thing. I'm Jake. Who are you guys? I recognize you.
We're not the only part of the castle under attack. We probably should move soon. But yes, there's a proper time for introductions. My name is Ferguson, and I am Keeper of Magic here.
Where is here? Where are we?
Were you not... Oh, yes, she said that she felt she was in a strange place. This is Elnor.
What is that? What is Elnor?
I don't understand how to answer that question.
I guess, is it... Are we, like, in a different realm? Are we underground? Are we on Earth? What's
Earth?
Okay. Well, that's sort of an answer. Earth is the planet we live on.
No, Elnor is the planet we live on.
No,
Oh, God, I think we can have this discussion after somebody helps me, please.
No, sorry. We're busy over here. You.
Tass is still stuck to the ceiling.
Accurate.
Yep. I'm just kind of dangling here like, well, I'd help you, Tej, but can you come up here? You have a nice ladder.
I'm gonna...
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of digging at the webbing on the ceiling there that's like where my arm is attached. And
With the knife?
Yeah.
Oh, it cuts right through. Roll act under pressure.
Oh, good. Now I'm going to fail one.
Yay.
Good old 5.
So you take a drop from this 20-foot height. and there is a sick crunch.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like an advertisement for a cereal.
Yeah.
Sick.
You do take 1 point of armor defeating damage.
Okay,
You think something's broken.
Okay, that ain't great. Oh my god.
You have a -1 ongoing.
Good. TJ, you come here.
Okay. I'm going to take apart his sniper rifle and use the barrel as a splint and wrap it with the spider webbing.
Roll weird science.
Nice. This is going to be the best splint ever, bro.
And he's effectively taken your primary weapon out of the game, so that's good for me too.
That's an 11.
Yeah, no problem. Tash, your -1 is gone.
Oh, good.
You have this weird spider web bionic piston leg.
Oh, good. Is this the sort of thing where I can like do a
No.
super jump by firing it?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
The dice will decide.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. We're like fixing each other 69ing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to heal you up a little bit.
I like how your dice get larger and larger.
They do.
And then rounder.
Yeah, that'd be a 10.
All right, so you heal 2.
Nice.
And so in the background of Jake and Ferguson having this very proper conversation, we see like Tass fall from the ceiling in a crunch, and he like falls to the ground and starts dragging himself towards TJ, and TJ like is pulling himself across the room with this sniper rifle and attaches it to Tass's leg, and Tass flops onto TJ's belly and starts like healing his wounds. Just
If you know what I'm saying.
in the background of this, Jake oblivious.
Yeah.
Just another day for him.
It's valid.
I mean, I am hurt. I'm going to need help too.
What are the Stooges doing back there?
What's the girl's name? I want to ask her name.
Oh, she told me that she had met you before. Do you not know her name?
When I address her, is that he answers instead?
Yeah, because
Okay.
she's still kind of behind him a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, she was this tall. I'm very confused about all of
That
this.
seems impossible, even as children. Young are not that tiny.
How did we get here?
Magic. We opened a portal. She said that you had saved her life once, and that you might be the only hope for us and our people.
I kind of like lean around him to look at her.
She has a very stern expression. Not upset, not angry, but she's not wide-eyed like you might expect from someone who you guess would be like 10 or 11 years old. She's not even necessarily hiding behind him as much as he keeps positioning himself in front of her because he's unfamiliar with you. Like you start to get the sense that she's not moving behind him as she adjusts, he adjusts as if he is used to protecting her.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that proper introductions had not been made between all of you when she told me the story of you saving her.
And he turns and faces her, and he kneels very gingerly.
This is Queen Leah. She is the ruler of our people.